Our next speaker is Mr. Anirudh Nene. He'll be speaking on how technology can empower patient advocates. Anirudh Nene is an entrepreneur. He's an IITian with a strong background in electrical and biomedical engineering and informatics. He has 15 plus years exposure to industry. He's the founder of 21st Century Health Management Solutions Private Limited and 21st Century Informatics Holding BV, headquartered in Amsterdam. His competence is in diagnostic imaging. He has been instrumental in leveraging key associations for 21CI from information technology as well as medical technology. He is also an NTS awardee. We'll have Mr. Anirudh Nene next.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, this is the last session of the day, and voice of the audience is loud and clear. They don't need advocates for that, so I won't stretch beyond 10 minutes. I'll try not to. Yeah, the topic is informatics, an enabler for patient advocacy. Because I'm a proponent of informatics, that is information technology. I'll quickly zip through the presentation. Why patient advocacy? I won't spend much time on that. By now, we are very clear why patient advocacy. But I will give a perspective from informatics angle. Unlike many other industries or what we call verticals, healthcare is a laggard in implementing informatics. Yeah, it is the last industry behind, banking, insurance, manufacturing. The extent to which this industry is automated is very less as compared to the other industries. Why? Because so-called consumer or the patient here is there because of helplessness. It's not a choice that I don't want to go to a hospital in first place. Right? I'm there probably taken by somebody else in unconscious state or whatever. After reaching there, it's not a very friendly environment. There's a lot of uncertainty, lack of information. Only certainty is that I'll get a very fat bill at the end of the day. So, if I want to translate the thoughts of a patient, it is described by one Sanskrit shlok out there. I mean, there was a session on mythology. It reads like this: Vaidya Raja Namastubhyam Yama Jeshta Sahodara Yamatu Harati Pranat Tvam tu Pranani Dhanani cha. Meaning, salute to you, O medicine man. You deserve to be an elder brother of Yamaraj. Why? Because he takes only life, you take money as well. So this is the portrait of a doctor. I mean, I need to find a safe exit out of this hall because there will be many doctors here. But most of these doctors will claim that they are not like that. But a very few will claim that the portrait of theirs in the minds of patient is also not like that. And even fewer are in a position to do anything about it. And I think that's why we are all here as a community. There are many stakeholders of this healthcare ecosystem. And my objective was to bring all the stakeholders together to do something about it. It's like a movement. Yeah. So let me just give you a glimpse of what is healthcare informatics. So how software impacts or affects healthcare delivery. On the left, you see a lot of tertiary care, such as multi-specialty hospitals, super specialty hospital. And the extreme right is preventive care, or let's say GP practice or primary care. And what you see there, each point could be a talk of 1 hour itself, what we call software modules. Surprisingly, you will find that patient advocacy is not a module there. Because patient advocacy cannot be a module. It's a tenet of any system. So it runs across the modules. All these modules either directly or indirectly help the care providers in order they do something about patient advocacy. Indirectly, I'll give few examples because time is running off and I'll keep my promise. So let's say scheduling and queue management, something very simple as that. Most of the doctors give appointments at 7 o'clock in the morning and last patient gets to see the doctor at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's an accepted system. Compare it with banking system 10 years ago. Yeah, today when you enter into a bank, private bank, there'll be a special attendant, VIP attendant, privileged bankers greeting you with a smile. Why? Because the system is automated. That doesn't mean that bank will give you more interest, okay? But it's the feel that you get that, well, it's methodically run and maybe it's a better place for me. So if a patient has a wait time of 10 minutes and the doctor gets to see him or her, there is always a better feel, that this is a methodically run place. And that's what I call indirect impact. Well, I leave it to doctors that this also will lead to some time saving for them, and they can use that for being patient advocates. Yeah, that's a secondary effect. Or I'll take another example down there. IT can help doctors counseling better, simplifying the things, making it more effective, such as counseling. My next slide will show something more about it. Or it can go a step further. A doctor can, through IT, can call 10 such patients which had similar profile like this patient and confidently say that, look, last year I was visited by so many patients, your age, your problems, and this is the outcome. And IT can give it in a on the click of a button. Well, won't that generate more confidence in patient's mind about the whole treatment pattern? Yes. And that's what IT can do about it. Quickly running through the next slide. I'm drilling down what IT can do in terms of actually doing better counseling. So I'm showing mouse on the surgical table there. See, this is what I'm a student of diagnostic imaging, so I can always talk more on that. But you see the picture out there, a doctor counseling a patient who has a very severe disease, maybe aortic aneurysm it is called in terms of jargon. But a doctor can show that, look, that is the pipe that supplies pure or oxygenated blood from your heart to the rest of the body. And that big pipe has got a bulge there, you can see in the red out here. Yeah? And it is fragile, it may burst, and we are doing XYZ things to prevent that. And then a lot of examples how it is done in the past, maybe in this hospital, other hospital. If I shift the position and be a patient there, I would say, this is the guy I should trust on. I have understood what is the problem. There is more logic. Yeah. Today, I remember Dr. Bhavin is there. He started that practice 10 years ago in terms of attaching an image of disease along with the report. And today's diagnostics has moved, by leaps and bounds. Today you get 3D animation. You can actually run through the whole body without cutting the body and explain what is inside their body. Yeah. So now what I'm saying is that IT can allow collaboration. Because somebody said what Zuckerberg is doing in terms of pumping in power to communication aspect. What IT can do is, if there is good, nice information that needs to be shared, IT can enable that sharing much more effectively than can be done otherwise. Yeah. So while I say this all, what IT can do, see, let's understand the real big picture. Now this is the fact, right? Especially for our kind of country. It's a balance between urgent and important. That emotionally loaded question Dr. Bhavin put forth, what would you do if things are urgent? You will naturally go there. Patient advocacy is important, but in terms of urgency, it comes after availability of health, accessibility, affordability, accuracy, and then advocacy. And that's a fact. So that's why I said it has to be treated like a movement by all stakeholders. What is my idea is that in case of IT, I like example given by Dr. Patnaik very much. There has to be churning here. Yeah. What IT can do is, IT can put a very powerful pump to churn it out. Yeah. But it cannot do a role of balancing. Please, that there is emotional angle to it, their sense of what goes in patient's mind. IT can't do much about it. There has to be a balancer in the whole thing. That's why I think I wanted to see all the stakeholders of health here. We have seen patients, we have seen doctors here. But maybe the most established player, I believe, is pharma. Pharma is collectively maybe medicine, material, equipments. Collectively, I call it pharma. That is the most established stakeholder, I should say. Insurance down there is very important stakeholder, but considering penetration in our country, it still will take time to play a meaningful role there. They are still struggling to recover their money. Yeah. Doctors, yes, they want to do something about it, but they don't have time. I mean, they don't have bandwidth. As somebody said, that there is already scarcity of doctors, what they can do beyond a point. And that's a real challenge. We should accept that. What I'm suggesting is that together, as a consortium of all stakeholders, some initiative like this, if it is formed and the content starts building, IT can definitely see to it that it propagates faster. Yeah. So with that, I think I wish, a bright future for this movement. Let's all work towards it. And one day, I'm sure one day, I mean, it's a slow process, but one day this kind of forums will drive care deliveries. That's what is my belief. Thank you.